Welcome to the Goal Podcast, news and commentary from Gun Owners Action League, your leading voice for the Massachusetts gun owners.
I'm Jeff, across the table from Garrett. Holidays are coming.
It is
this week.
It is officially the beginning of the holiday season. This episode is going to drop on Black Friday.
Oof.
Right? So the day after Thanksgiving, this episode will drop while everybody's, standing in line in their favorite shopping centers. I don't know. Does anybody do that anymore?
Oh, yeah, it's still a thing.
Still a thing, huh? I don't
Not
do
for
it.
me.
Nope, not
And
for
nowadays,
me.
you couldn't pay me to go.
There isn't a TV that's cheap enough to make me go stand in line at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, not just that, but, especially in Massachusetts, all of these places are packed with people.
Yep.
They all try to enforce gun-free zones.
Well, yeah.
And
yeah, it's a recipe for not the kind of soup I want to be in.
I call it a target-rich opportunity, and I don't want to be there.
That's it. So what else is going? Shotgun season is going to be opening a week, the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so
I am looking forward to that.
Shotgun season. You can use your muzzleloader during shotgun season.
You can.
And had I had my muzzleloader on Monday, would have had.
Oh, you had a missed opportunity. Something a little too far up for the bow.
No, plenty close for the bow. Just wouldn't stop moving. Anytime that deer stopped, vitals were behind a branch, a tree, something, and anytime he was in the open, it was moving with his head up, looking all over the place. I mean, that part of the season of just, they're cruising and looking for a good time.
Yep.
And would not stop. Couldn't get it to stop. And it was
you
kind of
grunted at him, and he was like, "Nope, I ain't having it from you, pal.
Wasn't dealing with it." So
you ain't doe-like enough. Oh well. So speaking of hunting season, I'm gonna get the M2 out on Monday. I'm really looking forward to that.
Maiden voyage.
Better produce for me. I might have to buy a new shotgun next year. Update on Vortex. Remember last time we talked about the site that busted out on me. So they sent me a new one. I cannot. I have to tell you, I'm not like shilling for Vortex here. They're not sending me anything for free. But I got to tell you, when we were on the range and that thing busted, I was like, oh, your heart falls and you're like, oh my God, it's another thing that I'm going to have to freaking pull teeth on for the next month to get fixed. 24 hours, I had an RMA. 2 days later, I got a note that they had it. And then like within 4 days after that, I had a note saying, all right, your shipment's on your way back to you. They never even asked me for like warranty information or nothing. They're like, you got a Vortex scope, it's busted, send it in, we'll take care of it. That was it.
So they sent you a new optic?
Sent me a brand new LPVO, which is sweet, but
awesome.
But like we talked about, I'm going to keep your optic. So thank you for loaning me an optic. You loaned me your LPVO in a pinch, not realizing that I would get this back in time. So you mounted that up for me, and I appreciate that. I got
so on there at zero. There's no reason to burn more ammunition zeroing in a different optic.
Yeah, especially at Sabo prices right now. I'm not really kidding when I say I spent like $40 to sight the damn thing in. But say la vie, I knew what I was getting into when I bought the shotgun.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that ammo you can find. You got to find that in the off season.
You got to find it in the off seseason. You got to go to unconventional sources too.
But you'll find it more. You'll find that in January, February, March, April.
Yeah.
Because if you want to find turkey ammo the week or two before,
forget it.
Forget it.
Yeah.
And same for fall. Same for all the all your slugs.
That's,
all that deer ammo right now is crazy, either through the roof expensive, hard to find, whatever.
You know what they say, right? Keep your head on a swivel. That's not just for situational awareness. That's that's for when you're walking through ammo places too. So I did find a place in like this off the beaten path place in Indiana that I told you about. I bought several boxes from them this week, so they should be in. He should be in. I'm like, I was really surprised with that place because it was like I told you, I sent them said, click to process your purchase, and I didn't see nothing. I didn't get a confirmation email. I didn't get a thank you for your money. I didn't get nothing. So I was like, I just threw a pile of money into the.
Well, geez, did they send you a free sticker at least?
They did not send me a sticker.
Just the ammo in a
Damn
box.
it, just the ammo in a box.
Good.
But I can't complain.
The old-fashioned way.
That's right. That's right. You give me money, I give you ammo. I like that kind of thing. So, anyway, I bought another pile of boxes from them, and it should be in tomorrow. Hopefully, it'll be here before Monday.
All right, just got to punch a deer with them.
That's it. Man. So what else is going on?
So kind of broad scale news. So this story's been kind of floating around for a while, saying that the ATF pistol brace rule is dead. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen that. Everybody's like jumping up and down and waving their, yeah, woohoo, it's over.
Yeah, that it's entirely over.
You know, nothing's over.
So background on this whole pistol brace rule. We've talked about it before, but the quick recap.
Yeah.
2012, Alex Bosco invents a pistol brace to help a friend of his who's a disabled veteran shoot an AR pistol more safely. Being the upstanding guy he is, sends the design to the ATF, specifically asks them, hey, does this accessory, would this in effect turn this pistol into a short barrel rifle or SBR under the National Firearms Act, the NFA?
So hey, if you don't know what a pistol brace is, right?
Essentially, someone took the original AR platform and said, hey, why don't we turn this into a pistol?
A pistol.
So they put essentially a pistol barrel on it, a pistol length barrel, and stripped everything off the back. Well, there's still that buffer tube that's back there. So in the usage of the firearm as a pistol, this guy invented this attachment that goes on the buffer tube where one would normally put a stock on that patterned rifle that can support or be braced against the arm to create a more stable
platform.
Yeah. Because, you want to be able to shoot it with control as a safety precaution. You don't want to just be winging that thing around. So he asked specifically whether or not that would count as a stock, and if it's a stock, then it would turn this into a short barrel rifle because stocked pistols fell under the National Firearms Act.
Under a certain length, et cetera, and it would fall under, the NFA.
So ATF's experts, their technical experts, determined several times over, adding a pistol brace, even if holding it against the chest, like pinning it to your chest.
Yep. In the manner of a stock.
They said it was not in reality or in effect a stock and did not in reality or in effect turn a pistol into a short barrel rifle.
Yeah, they said that several times.
Like, clear as day. This is kosher.
Yeah.
All good and well. Thank you for your time.
This is
Thank
cool.
you, friend, for this service.
This is not a pistol that becomes an SBR just because you put this attachment on it.
Yeah. So to no one's surprise, as the pistol braces grew in popularity, they start growing on the radar of anti-firearms organizations.
Mm-hmm. Come into the crosshairs, so to speak.
So government agencies, which, they adopt and champion and even lobby for policies, the policies of those that tend to give them the most money.
Follow a certain political line.
So, they tend to follow their financiers. Hey, you are willing to allocate me a whole lot more budget. What would you like done with that money, sir?
It's almost coincidental.
But, they're not. They're an executive branch law enforcement agency. They don't have the power to create law. They can only create these rules that are meant to sort of regulate the gray area in between laws, and that's where you get stuff like Chevron deference.
You're right. All of that baloney.
So January 31st of this year, ATF publishes a new rule saying that all these firearms that they've been saying were A-OK the whole time are now unregistered SBRs. Anyone in possession of them, you're subject to arrest by the ATF anytime, any place, yada, yada, yada.
And you're like...
Unless within 120 days, you register that pistol as a short barrel rifle with the ATF.
So this was... That was their so-called grace period. They're free. They're like
that
free
was their
stamp
grace
period.
Allegedly free.
Allegedly free stamp period. Yeah. So this is a 180-degree flip from their previous position. Nothing about the device changed. Nothing about its use changed. The ATF simply decided that one day it was totally cool, and the next day it constituted a felony.
Yeah. So naturally, ATF gets sued. They're sued by Firearms Policy Coalition, Maximum Defense, William Mock, Christopher Lewis. End result of some legal bouncing around is a preliminary injunction barring the ATF from enforcing the rule, but only against the plaintiffs, and that was, FPC, its members, maximum defense owners, William Mock and Christopher Lewis, specifically those guys. So this case, where everybody's saying that the brace ban is dead. So this is Brito versus ATF.
Yep.
So U.S. District Court for Northern District of Texas. The judge was Matthew Kaczmarek,
Kaczmarek, I think.
Kaczmarek. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it is.
Shook the bag of Scrabble tiles. Decided that, and I'll read this from his decision, the rule embodies salutary policy goals meant to protect vulnerable people in our society. But public safety concerns must be addressed in ways that are lawful. This rule is not. For the foregoing reason, the court grants the motion and stays the rule in its entirety.
Bam. Beauty.
So
but
what that means, so as of now,
so impact.
It appears you can once again have a braced pistol and use it without fear of the ATF lighting your house on fire and shooting the dogs and flames in the yard. However, for every person that complied with the original January 30th rule and registered their firearm as a short-barreled rifle, that firearm is now a short-barreled rifle forever.
Because it's registered as such.
So
you have your stamp and etc.
Sure, slap a stock on that thing if you want at this point, because now it's a registered SBR. But as an SBR and NFA item, you cannot cross state lines with that firearm without the express permission of the ATF.
Unbelievable.
So it's essentially saying that the ATF cannot enforce this rule, but it doesn't really forcibly remove the rule.
Right. It's a stay. And it's almost certainly going to bump up to... Incidentally, how many people do we know registered guns under the...
So estimates are about 250,000 people registered AR pistols as short-barreled rifles.
During the grace period
during this grace period, or from January... in that 120 days.
Yeah. Jeez.
So depending on how many people...
Again, that sounds like common use to me.
Depending on how many people actually got it for free versus had to pay or whatever.
Yeah.
If everybody had to pay their tax stamp, that would have been a $50 million windfall in registration fees for the ATF.
Well, this is almost certainly going to be appealed by the government.
Yeah. So I wouldn't go to your local ATF office with your braced pistol.
Say, is this cool?
But I wouldn't say it's dead.
Right. It's not dead. No.
But it's a step in the right direction. And this is granting a motion and staying the rule in its entirety, to the best of my understanding, as an ATF rule. So I believe that should be applicable nationwide, because it's saying the ATF cannot enforce that rule, and since it's a federal law enforcement agency and it only oversees a federal jurisdiction, then that'd be my interpretation of it. As I always say, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice.
Same thing. I don't play a lawyer on TV, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's no matter what its level of, applicability or jurisdiction or whatever, it's certainly going to go up to higher courts, because this is not something that the ATF is going to let go of.
Well, there's a concerning part for me too, because granted, they said, "Oh, well, we'll do it for free this time."
It's more of that. It's more of that like totalitarian bullshit. It's like,
but if you think, all right, 250,000,
I will allow you out of my good graces to,
but 250,000 people out of however many.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that was a high percentage of everybody.
But that's a bell you can't unring. So now they're stuck with that as declared as stamps, as declared as a short barrel rifle permanently.
Mm-hmm.
The other part that concerns me is, granted, they quote unquote did it for free. There was in this grace period, but that's $50 million. That small portion of people who did comply with that law was essentially a $50 million payday for the ATF if they said, hey, you got to pay your tax stamp. So it scares me that it's almost encouraging to law enforcement agencies, hey, you can change this rule, collect a boatload of money, and then, hey, if it gets shot down, it gets shot down, but you still got your $50 million. But
hey, take the money and run.
Isn't that more than what they want to spend on some new FBI facility? I think that was to the tune of $30-something million. I
don't know,
so,
man.
hey, the ATF needs a new home office. Why don't we just plonk a rule down real quick, scoop up a bunch of cash, and if it gets shut down, oh well.
Well, keep an eye on that one. Closer to home, the AG has launched a new, quote, gun violence prevention group. So this comes out of AG Andrea Cambell's office. So it's a brand new group that they're calling the Gun Violence Prevention Group. On, what was it, November 16th, there was a press release that came out. Amidst a growing epidemic of gun violence, how many buzzwords can you pick out of this? Attorney General Andrea Cambell today announced the appointment of the director and deputy director for the new, quote, Gun Violence Prevention Unit, close quote. So who are the major players in this, Jeff? I'm guessing it's all firearms industry people and safety people and psychologists and people who would actually be appropriate for this
experts
role,
in their
right?
field?
Yeah.
In the deputy director chair, it's former Suffolk County Assistant DA and Chief of the Major Felony Bureau, Ryan Mingo.
Wow.
I couldn't really find anything from him making any sort of positive or negative Second Amendment statements.
I think we can make some pretty informed bets just by the fact that he was appointed here.
I mean, he's probably rubbed elbows with the right people to get that position anyway, so...
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we would not see eye to eye on everything.
Yeah.
But,
to put it mildly,
in the director chair, leading the show,
the boss.
His name Christine Doctor ring a bell?
Tell me why it should ring a bell.
Well,
it does ring a bell to me.
She was a candidate for state rep in the 1st Franklin District.
Mm-hmm.
She spent the last, 4 or 5 years as the managing attorney for Everytown Law.
I heard of a group that used that name. I wonder if there's a connection.
Their managing attorney.
Yeah, right. So they hire an attorney, a high-level boss attorney from Everytown to direct the gun violence prevention group here in Massachusetts.
Imagine if you and I, got selected. We get to pick the Gun Violence Prevention Unit Task Force.
Yeah.
And as director, we pick Wayne LaPierre.
Oh, the fire in the streets would be...
You think anybody would look at that and not roll their eyes?
So per the Attorney General's press release, the group, quote, is tasked with enforcing the Commonwealth's gun and consumer protection laws, working to ensure Massachusetts has the strongest, most comprehensive common sense firearm laws in the country, as if that's the Attorney General's job, supporting the defense of common sense gun laws from legal challenges. As senseless acts of gun violence continue to terrorize and harm children, families, and communities in Massachusetts, we must step up and ensure that each of us has the right to live free from gun violence.
So there's a lot in that statement.
That's a bunch of word salad without a lot of meaning. Basically saying that, the Attorney General is taking it upon herself to focus on basically targeting gun owners, because there's not anything in here about going after criminals.
Well, this is the Gun Violence Prevention Unit, and they are tasked with both enforcing the Commonwealth's gun laws and enforcing consumer protection laws.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we know that the Attorney General's office has a long history of overstepping their bounds as far as consumer protection law goes.
Well, gun violence, as they like to put it, seems to me to be an action. You are doing an act with...
Yeah, it's a criminal issue.
You're doing a violent act with a gun, and hence the term gun violence.
Yep.
What would consumer protection laws have anything to do with an individual's actions?
That's a fine question.
So is their job really to prevent gun violence? I don't think that that's their job in the least.
So if you want to know what the group, what the core intention of the group is, all you have to do is look at who is supporting it. So where are the statements of support coming from, Jeff?
So the state's press release contained several statements of support. Eric Tershwell, Executive Director of Everytown Law. John Rosenthal, Founder and Chair of Stop Handgun Violence. Deborah Warnham, Moms Demand Attention. Alexa Grayson, Northeastern University, Students Demand Action.
So, yeah.
Very balanced.
Yeah.
Very balanced.
Very balanced. I'm waiting for the names of the people on the pro-rights side of the No,
I also said, they're going to be leveraging tools like civil and criminal enforcement. Again, civil enforcement. So just suing the pants off of anybody
regulation
to put you in the poorhouse where you can't afford your rights anymore.
Yeah.
And they're going to leverage legislative advocacy. Now, I thought as a government official, you weren't allowed to use public funds to, lobby yourself.
Well, to lobby the other branches. But when has that ever stopped a good panic from,
When has breaking the law caused the state to bat an eye?
A bit of news. The Massachusetts legislature has scheduled a joint hearing on November the 28th, which is Tuesday following Thanksgiving. So when this episode releases, it'll be just a few days away. The Joint Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security has scheduled a hearing for Tuesday, November the 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Gardner Auditorium and online. So on the docket are 56 gun-related bills, mostly anti-gun stuff. This is a pile of stuff that happens almost every year.
Yeah, these are the annual, you can set your clock.
Right, David Linsky ban everything bills. Yep. It's that kind of stuff. I'm not going to sit here and tell people not to take it seriously, because everything that they do, we should be taking seriously, because after all, they're trying to mess with our rights. However, I don't know how much of a panic we should be in. These bills were filed. These are bills that were filed very early in the year, right? So the way that Massachusetts legislative process works is if you get a bill filed early enough in the session, which is like a couple of weeks past the first part of January, if you get as a legislator, if you get that bill filed within that period of time, you're guaranteed a hearing. So one interpretation of this hearing on the 28th is that they've taken all of these baloney bills, they're gathering up into one pile, and they're saying, here, this is your hearing. So they're going to handle all 56 of these bills on the 28th. Does not mean that these bills are going anywhere, whether they're going to be moved out or anything like that. It also doesn't mean that they're not. So again, we have to take everything seriously because they're messing with our rights. To that end, we're saying, like, don't panic, but sign up and testify.
Now, of course, in proper state fashion, people who want to testify to these 56 related bills, you have 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes to talk about 56 pieces of legislation.
Beautiful, right? That's our state for you.
We encourage everyone, sign up, testify. The deadline to sign up is 11:59 p.m. on Friday, November 24th. So Black Friday by midnight.
When you have finished listening to this episode, sign off and register to testify. Do it today.
Why not tell them what you think?
You can also submit written testimony by email, and there's 2 email addresses. The first one is destiny.ihinacho. So it's destiny.ihenacho at mahouse.gov, or the other one, which is probably a little easier, is to Ryan Mitchell. It's ryann.mitchell at masenate.gov.
So 2 N's, 2 L's.
Right. So send those written testimonies there, but even better, sign up and testify online or in person. So we really send a message that we're kind of done with this bull crap of theirs. All right. So it's about that time of year. Typically around Thanksgiving or the first episode after Thanksgiving, we like to do our little gift suggestions show. And this time we have a special guest with us, Moe Palmer. Moe, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm good. Glad to be here.
It's good to have you. Good to have you this time. How's things up in, how do you say it up there? Is it Quincy?
Quincy. Z. No C. Quincy.
I kid. So Moe Palmer's a big fan of the podcast. She's a big help. Been great going to goal events. Big supporter. Is it fair to call you a goal groupie?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah? I am definitely that.
Right on. So we thought it'd be fun to have Moe on to help us get through our little Christmas or holiday gift giving suggestions list for this year. It's good to have you on here. So,
it's good to be wanted.
Right on. All right,
kick
it off.
Christmas. I love Christmas. This really was going to be the only way you were going to get me on the show. by saying I got to talk about Christmas gifts.
So no legislation, no gun law stuff, no cool toys, no. It's Christmas.
No.
Christmas
no.
or nothing.
That'll get me Christmas or nothing.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, Jeff, why don't you go first? Pick a gift, and we'll go round robin style.
Oh, I'm a huge fan. I think it always is a good gift around the holidays. Anything that keeps you warm in the cold. Good quality cold weather gear. Nobody likes to be freezing.
Jeff is spending many hours sitting in a blind about this time of year, so being warm is on his mind.
Oh, very much.
So what do you got in mind?
So kind of on the inexpensive side, anything wool.
Okay.
Wool's the way to go. I'm not paid by any of these people. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. They've never sent me anything, but I tend to buy a fair amount of stuff from a company called Minus 33. They're from up in Ashland, New Hampshire.
So local company.
But they do a ton of really high quality wool stuff. So big fan of their wool glove liners. So you can find the full finger and fingerless gloves for $20.
$20. So that's the merino wool glove liners. You can get them full finger and fingerless.
Oh yeah.
What's your preference?
If the weather's warm enough, the fingerless,
Yeah.
but last week or two, it's been full finger gloves.
Right on.
And they also 100% wool, merino wool beanies.
Merino wool beanies. Cool. All right.
$40. Not crazy expensive, but very, very nice.
I like it. Mo, what do you got?
Okay, well, that's good because I was looking at things for the hunters and the ice fishers and even like people like me that's a hockey mom and doesn't like to be cold in the winter. And I found they have heated cushions.
Heated cushions.
So you know how they have heated socks and heated vests? Well, they have a cushion that you can sit on.
Nice.
And I'm just thinking if you're sitting up in a blind.
Oh.
So I was trying to find a good price on one, and I found them as low as $30. I don't know how good that's going to be, but they go up to $150. So I do think that would be a really nice gift.
I like that. Battery operated butt warmer.
Yep.
I can appreciate that. I like it. So for my stocking stuff or my lower end on the price stuff, I'm going to go with Bill's Patriot drill deck. Now, I'm totally not like shilling for Bill and Patriot Firearms here.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Even though, Bill's a good friend and I teach at a school and all that stuff. I mean, in this product, he's got like something that's really cool. He developed drill deck, actually developed a few of them. So the three that I found on his website, the first one's for combat focused training target. One is for the Factor IQ target. One is for the Rockwell RTG target. So these are different targets that they all have a cognitive element to them. You have to understand what you're shooting at, right? It's not just a bullseye with rings around it. It's numbers and shapes and colors and things like that. So when you pick your targets, you have to pick your targets,
with some kind of specificity.
Right. And that's where this drill deck comes in. It's a deck of cards. And so he's taken these targets and he's broken out the elements, the shooting area elements, and then printed one on each playing card, basically. So you take the deck, shuffle it up, stick it in your pocket or, holster or whatever. And then when you're drilling, you draw a card. And whatever that card is, that's your target, right? So it adds randomness to it. It adds... so
you're not getting in the routine of shooting the exact same drill over and over again. Yeah,
exactly. The individual drill decks run $15 a piece, or I think you get one of each for $40 as a package. So it's actually really cool training aid. So that makes like a small / stocking stuffer. It's a really cool idea. I haven't seen anything like it elsewhere. I think it's really, really cool development.
Really great idea.
Yeah. What else you got, Jeff?
Well, there's a theme with mine.
There's a theme.
So Mo kind of dovetail right with mine. And this is something that I own. I've been using. It's actually a battery heated shirt.
Ooh.
So this is from a company called Numa Outdoors. Their Icon X heated core long sleeve shirt. It's kind of expensive. It's like $170 for this shirt.
Woo.
And the batteries are about $35 a whack. So this is not an inexpensive thing.
All right.
But it's got heated panels on your chest, upper back, and lower back. Ooh. And depending on the setting you have on it, it'll run anywhere from, I think it's about 45 minutes at 130 degrees, all the way up to, I think it's a good 4 or 5 hours at 100 degrees.
Right on.
So
even that lowest setting is, that'll keep you pretty toasty in the woods.
yeah, you literally just put that shirt on, put a couple layers over top of it, and it keeps you pretty decently warm. So
I like it.
when you're sitting out and the last couple of days have been below freezing in those 5, 6, 7 a.m. hours. That's what's keeping me toasty.
Little nippy out. Yeah, just a bit.
A little pricey, but like Moe said, if you're the hockey mom, you only got to be there for a couple hours.
Crank it up, man.
At the football game, wherever you're going to be, you have that little. It's just got a little button. You click it, it turns on, and then instead of just trying to keep you passively warm with your own body heat, it's actively warming you up.
Nice.
Same company sells pants and vests and everything, but the shirt's been great.
Jeff's thinking a lot about being cold this time of year. Yeah. All right, Moe, you're up.
All right, let's keeping us warm then. After you come in from being out in the cold, you're going to want some hot coffee. And there's a lot of coffee companies out there that have a name that has something to do with guns, but I really wanted to mention Blackout Coffee, because Jared Yanis has been such a great supporter of Goal and such a great Second Amendment advocate. So I wanted to mention his, and he has ground and whole bean coffee. It's $16.95 for 12 ounces, or he has the K-Cups, 18 count for $22.95.
Right on.
And there's a lot of really great flavors. There's the regular flavor, there's really strong flavor, there's vanilla and hazelnut, but he's got Jamaican Me Crazy, cinnamon French toast, peppermint mocha, Irish cream, all sorts of. I like flavored coffee.
Oh, I'm not a flavored coffee guy, but
there's a lot of really good ones there. And he also has a few that they call partner roasts. So if you buy the 2A or the 1776, proceeds of that go to support the Guns and Gadgets podcast. Sorry, not podcast, YouTube show. And there's another one called No Compromise. The proceeds go to support Guns of America.
Nice.
I like to look for gifts. I like to spend my money in ways that support people that support me.
Beauty.
And if I can buy coffee, if I can buy coffee and support these other 2A groups, I'm going to do that.
And they have very, very good coffee.
Yeah. And Jared is a good dude. He's big supporter. Right on. Excellent. My next up is a category. So everybody does flashlights, right? Mine is and it's a little on the cheaper end. I like the Cloud Defensive Chicro Admin Light. Okay, so several months ago when we had Ben DeWalt on here, Ben and Jeff got into a flashlight measuring contest on the on the podcast. You should have seen it. They're like, whip this out. So
Oh, I take it back. I want to be on Christmas shows and flashlight measuring shows.
It's not the size of the flashlight.
So
lumens and candela.
Lumens and candela. So so as a knock on to this back and forth that they had, Cloud Defensive is known for having like really good quality, but let's face it, pretty damned expensive flashlights. They're not flashlights for people who don't want to spend a lot of money, let's be honest, but they're great pieces of equipment. Reading their website and going through their product offerings, almost as a joke, they released this this flashlight. It's called the Chicro. It costs $32. You can get them on Amazon or from directly from Cloud Defensive. It's just a little admin light. It's a little 2 or 3 inch admin light. Has an internal battery. It charges by USB-C. And it actually is pretty impressive for a little admin light, especially one that's like that inexpensive. It costs $30 and it's 350 lumens. It does pretty well. I'm like actually impressed with it. So that's that one. If you want to go with something that is a little more expensive, but still kind of in the admin day-to-day, kind of EDC flashlight neighborhood, I have been very curious and heard a lot of good things about the Streamlight Wedge. Have you seen one of these in real life?
I have not.
I have not either. So, it's hard for me to recommend it because I haven't held one in my hands, but I'm impressed with the build quality and what everybody's saying about it. They go for about $155. So again, not cheap for a flashlight. But people are just raving about them and saying that they're great. They're making top 10 lists all over the world. So I may add that to my own list.
Right on.
All right.
Pick.
All right, you're up. What do you got?
Still in clothing, a decent gun belt. I feel like most people don't have a proper everyday carry gun belt.
Like a real gun belt.
Yes, one that's made, manufactured,
Right.
marketed, and sold
That pleather thing that you get from Walmart, not a gun belt.
Yeah, so 2 different manufacturers. I own products from both. I use both. Both are great. Either Nexbelt, Nexbelt.
I use Nexbelt. I
or
like them.
Core, Kore. Both of them operate with that ratcheting style system, so you get small
Which is nice. Adjustments. Small adjustments, man. When you're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner and you got to go, I need just a little bit more room. You can go click, click, click,
pop
click,
that
click.
out a couple clicks. But what's great is even if you loosen your, let's say you carry appendix, and as you get out of the vehicle, you just need to tighten up a little bit. You just a little tug,
so
a couple
as
of
not
clicks,
to allow your pants to fall down around your ankles,
and you're not stuck as like a traditional leather belt in between those big gaps between the holes. So if you just need just a little bit more, just a little bit less, very adjustable. And both of those belts come, I believe, in a standard 50-inch length, and you trim it to what you need it to be. So they have.
There's a joke here, right? Do they sell extensions?
They do have extra long options. So if you need something a little bit longer, they have them. But it comes in a standard length, so you don't have to know the exact size.
Yeah, and you just
standard
cut down
length,
the inside of what you need.
It gets trimmed, put the buckle on, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. And you can adjust your belt in public without looking like you're taking your pants off, right? Hang on a second. Let me just let me flip this out. So did you is the Core the one you picked up at Toby's shop?
Yes.
It is, and you like it?
Love it.
Cool.
It's been my everyday belt since I bought it.
Right on. Right on. I may have to get one of those. Dig it. Mo.
Okay, I got something for the ladies.
Okay.
This is kind of interesting thing that I found. I never knew this existed, but I definitely need this. Okay, they're hair clips. Okay, it's a set of 4 for $16. They come in black, gold, or iridescent, which you guys don't know what it means, but the girls dig it. But listen,
chicks dig it.
One edge of them has a serrated edge. There's a wire stripper on it. There's a box cutter. There's a mini screwdriver. All in this little hair clip.
I like it. Tactical hair clips.
So fantastic. I'm just thinking this might be something that I mean, it's a hair clip. I can wear this anywhere.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So it's on a website I've never heard of before I found this. It's called Tacticator. TACTICOUTURE. Tacticator.com.
Wow.
And like I said, it's $16 and you get 4 clips. So that's a stocking stuffer. Get it for your ladies.
Nice. Hair clips. I like it. Multi-tool hair clips. That's a great idea. My next up is kind of in the ridiculous category. So if you've got $255 to spend on your favorite friend, you can buy them the Sarco Incorporated World War II Panzerschreck rocket launcher kit. Okay.
Yes.
So the Panzerschreck, that's the old-fashioned bazooka from World War II. Unfortunately it's a non-working replica, but you can get the kit, put it together, and it even comes with a fake rocket. So
non-working.
I know, what a disappointment.
God.
But get your $255 and put a Panzerschreck on the wall. That's pretty cool. All right, you're up.
This is kind of broadly applicable, I guess. There's a 3-pack of Peltor Sport range safety glasses. You can find them on Amazon. The 3-pack's $17.
Yeah.
Comes with clear, amber, and a tinted lens. So for all the people that need eye protection,
yeah,
you can get the 3-pack. You can get the different colors, something for bright, something for indoor, something for out, sunny days, whatever. Cheap money. Everybody needs eye pro. Everybody should probably replace their eye pro more often than they really do.
And they're probably reasonably decent quality too, right?
Yeah, they're from Peltor.
Yeah, right on. Moski.
All right. So, your listeners may or may not know about the DC Project, or Women's for Gun Rights, formerly known as the DC Project. So I'm the Assistant State Director for Massachusetts, so I have to promote one of the great things they have for sale on their website, womensforgunrights.org. It's a set of snowman ornaments, and they're teal because that is our color. And these snowmen are so cute. One is holding a 1911, one's holding an AK, one's holding an AR, and one's holding a shotgun. And they are the cutest little Christmas ornaments. It's $25 for the set of 5. Set of 4.
Cool.
Sorry.
That's pretty cool. None of them holding a Glock, huh? I guess they know better.
Yeah, no.
Come on. I tease. Right on. At the upper end of my list, and I kind of struggled with this one because it's more of like a hunting thing. And it's one of those things that unless you hunt a lot, you're not going to really use it a lot. So it's more of a splurge, and honestly, probably not something that a hunter's going to buy for themselves. Thermal monocular. Okay.
Ooh.
So thermal monoculars, really cool, useful for tracking game, useful for just scoping stuff out. If you want to get out in the woods and see what's going on out there, in the dawn or pre-dawn hours, you can take one of these guys out. Quality has increased massively in the last few years, and price, concomitantly has come down quite a bit. So you can get them. They start around $300 or $400, for the lower resolution models that, are maybe not the greatest quality, but they'll get you in the door. And prices go up just
gangbusters after that.
To the moon. Yeah. You can get Amazon specials for $300 or $400, all the way up to, the loop, all the big names, for, 4 and sometimes even 5 digits. So depends on how much money you want to spend on that special hunter in your life. But yeah, so I have a thermal monocular, a small one, just a very basic entry level one. And it's fun to play with so far, but it's a toy. It's not something you can use every day.
You got anything else, Mo?
Oh, yeah. Let me say, my favorite idea that I had is a gold t-shirt.
Right on.
Gold website. And I actually went to go look at the Gold Podcast t-shirts, which are $24.99, but they're out of stock right now because they're so popular. We'll have to get more in.
We can't keep them on the shelves.
That's right. A Gold Podcast t-shirt. That is the hot gift for Christmas 2023. You heard it here.
Absolutely. Right on. So we always at the end of these things, we do the plug for training, right? You can always gift somebody a gold membership. You can always gift somebody training. Training's great. But yeah, so that's what we got for Christmas gift ideas for 2023. Jeff, you got anything else?
That's all I had.
Right on. So we could rehash the same list from last year, but these are new ideas.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah, there's some stuff, go back and listen to the episode from
2022.
Roughly around this time, a couple years ago.
Yeah. Mo, thanks for jumping in on that. That was
Thanks
really cool.
for letting me play. It was fun.
So you are, in addition to being a huge goal supporter, and
groupie,
big
goal groupie, goal pad, goal pop, goal. Why can't I say this? Goal podcast groupie.
I like that. We're gonna get you a T-shirt that says that.
Do it. That's my Christmas gift.
So in addition to all of that stuff, you also help out in training classes. So you're up and coming as that. Yeah, very cool. But you're also...
Oh, I love that. And you guys do that too. That's one of the greatest things ever, is to be on the range with somebody who's scared, who's never touched a gun before. To know that you're giving them good information, safe information, keeping them safe, keeping it friendly. And they leave there with the biggest smile and so empowered, especially for women. It's huge. I love that.
It's fantastic. I do too. That's I tell myself that's why I do it, because it's for that first giggle, right? And you remember that the older lady that we had on the range last time?
Mm-hmm.
And she was she was knocking it out, man. She was drilling. She was so nervous in the beginning of the day, and by the time she was done, she was lights out. She was shooting lights out.
Yeah, Mo, it was unbelievable. I think she said that she might have shot when she was very, very young,
and that would have been a number of years ago. I mean, she was in her 70s.
This would have been
You know?
But I mean, by the end of the day, she was almost stacking rounds on top of each other at 3 yards.
It was funny watching her like, because remember the target had some wind action going on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was like flopping in front, and she's like, no, wait for the shot. And it opened up, she bam, right in the teeth. It was awesome watching her work. Really, really cool watching her do her thing, especially having started the day, being so nervous about it.
Yep.
Really cool.
That's great.
In addition to all of that stuff, you are also the assistant state director for Massachusetts for what is formerly the DC project, but is now called Women for Gun
Women
Rights.
for Gun Rights.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, I got involved with it a few years ago. As you know, living in Massachusetts, it's really hard to be a gun owner because It seems like the state doesn't want us to be. And we just want to do the right thing. And we try to do the right thing, and they make it really hard. I got involved with the DC project because I wanted to show people that the gun owner, no offense, guys, is not the old white man in the flannel shirt anymore. That's not the average. There's a lot of women, especially out of 2020. There was a lot of civil unrest.
Huge. Yeah, we were seeing, 40-50% of our classes were women.
And I'm still seeing that. Mm-hmm. I'm still seeing so many women wanting to learn. Now, I don't know if they're continuing on and, becoming gun owners. Well, they are.
Yeah.
Across the nation, which is really exciting to see. So it's nice to be a part of something that I can, approach legislators, and I look different than what they're expecting. I'm a short, middle-aged woman. They're not expecting, me to say, hey, let's talk about guns.
Quincy
and
kid.
then I say the opposite of what they expected me to say.
Yeah, right. You fit you look like you would fit more of the mold of the moms demand attention, but no,
exactly.
you actually believe in individual rights. It's weird.
Imagine that. The nerve I have.
Really cool.
So I've been happy to work with the DC project. I work with Goal when it comes to state things, DC project when it comes more to the national. This year has been mostly state.
Yeah. So something happened in the state this year? So did anything happen in the state legislature?
Just a few little parties. So because of everything going on in the state this summer, I've been mostly working with my state senator, my state representative, not so much with the U.S. senator. But a lot's been going on with the DC project, across the country, because there's been a lot of other things going on in all the other states. And it's very interesting to keep up, or try to keep up, and see all the little fights going on, all the little fires all over the country, trying just to protect our freedoms. That's all.
Isn't it weird? You wouldn't think it would be that complicated to, say, actually, what I'd like for you to do is leave us the hell alone. Why is that so hard?
Oh, so that is a conversation I had with one of the representatives here in Quincy representative. And I said, he goes, it sounds like you just don't want laws. You just want to do whatever you want. And I said, yes, I just want to do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
That's not good. I said, but everything I want to do is nice. I said, nothing I want to do is going to hurt anybody.
Well, there you go.
I want to read books. I want to go to the range. I want to protect my family.
What should be so complicated about that?
So
right on. So you're working with Carrie Ann?
Yes. Yep. She is my director, and she is fantastic to work with.
Yeah, she's cool.
The state is lucky to have her.
Right on. The state is lucky to have all of you.
State is lucky to have Jeff and Garrett.
Absolutely, especially Jeff. All right. Before we wrap up, we did want to say real quickly, Goals Lucky 20 raffle is in the works. You got your tickets yet, Mo?
I'm not telling you how many I bought.
It's like we're just gonna write the name Mo on the outside of the drum, and so the Lucky 20 raffle is underway. The drawing is going to be held on December the 28th at the Goal office. So watch this space. Tickets go 1 for $10, 3 for $20, 10 for $50, and 25 for $100. They have got a lot of really cool stuff.
There's a lot of great guns on this list.
Yeah, I went down the list. I was like, damn it, It's really, really nice. I don't know if I can really consider myself eligible to win, but yeah, 6-hour cross, Tavor, couple Rugers, couple shotguns. Really, really nice stuff. There's a Winchester SXP Hunter. Just gun after gun after gun. It's a really, really cool list. So,
Yeah, there's some expensive guns on this list.
yeah,
too.
there are. No kidding. No kidding. So whoever cleans up on this list is going to be in really good shape. Good luck, Mo.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
If you want to get in on tickets, you can get them. The easiest way to get them is just go to goal.org/2023 Lucky 20. It's all together. 2023 Lucky 20, and get your tickets that way. You can call the office. But yeah, join in. All proceeds benefit Goal and the work that they're doing for all of us. So there it is.
Yeah, get the guns before they ban them all.
Right. All right, we're gonna wrap it out. Moski. Thanks for jumping on with us. It was really cool having you for the Christmas stuff. Awesome talking
Thank you
to you.
for officially having me, not just playing voice clips of me being mean to other callers.
You're always with us.
Had
Mo.
to have
You're
that
always
as a
with
little,
us.
little
right.
almost Easter egg at the end.
Yep. Little bumper at the end there. Now you're awesome. You're always with us. You're always with us in spirit. It was cool to have you on here finally for real.
Thank you.
That's it for today. Thanks for listening in. Be sure to subscribe to the Goal Podcast and check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Goal Podcast MA, on YouTube at the Goal Podcast, or on Twitter at Goal Update.
To join Goal, visit goal.org and click the Join Renew button on the top of the homepage.
If you have a topic you think we should cover, if there's something going on in your club or town, or if you have a question for the mailbag, shoot us an email at goalpodcast@goal.org.
The Goal Podcast is a production of Gun Owners Action League of Massachusetts. The views and opinions expressed to those of the hosts and guests, Mo, do not necessarily reflect those of Goal, its staff, or affiliates. All right, right on. Thanks for coming on, Mo.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mo.